We're going to go through these quickly. Some are very obvious, but I want you to start focusing and thinking about them. So the first one is nobody cares when you fail. I mean, you do, and maybe your significant other does, but nobody else cares when you fail. And so, number one, let's take note of that because people care about their own lives. They're busy, they're involved, they are overwhelmed, and they don't care about your life. Yes, you can have friends. Yes, I can have empathy for friends, but ultimately I'm going home and caring about my life. That's who people are. So people are definitely afraid of failing, and yet failure is how you learn. That's how you grow. We all agree on that, right? So I'm going to teach you a technique now that is one of the most powerful things, second only to traveling into the future, second only to time travel. So I just thought it was interesting that you should know that nobody cares when you fail. The more you fail, the more you learn, right? How about if you could fail spectacularly, devastatingly, wipe you out so that in reality you'd be living in a cardboard box under a freeway overpass. You'd fail so badly, and yet it won't cost you a thing. One of the advantages of living in the future is you can look back on failure. How did it fail? What went wrong? And you can create a world of failure for yourself in the project that you're looking back into the past with and have it fail spectacularly and come up with every failure scenario there is. And it costs you nothing, no tears, no pain, no money, but you have a perspective looking backwards from the niche or the view of how did it fail? What went wrong? And you start looking at things that occur to you from the future that you never would see in the present. And it gives you the opportunity to fail spectacularly and see what you learn from it. I built this thing, I got it on the market, it was $1,000 a piece, and the floor fell out of the oil industry, and I couldn't get more than 400, and my cost was 450. So I was going out of business. I was devastated, I was crushed. Oh, wait, let's see, but oil rebounded, so I used it, instead of selling them, I leased them. And I got deficit financing for making them, so I was covered and I leased them, and ultimately the oil companies got into it because they could pay less for it, and on the lease they didn't care. Oil rebounded, they still couldn't care, and instead of getting $1,000 for the machine, I leased them at $100 a month, and in 2 years I made $2,400 on the machine. So the market fell out in your mind, and you figured out an alternative because you're not in panic mode. Your heart isn't jumping out of your chest and up into your throat. Palms aren't sweaty, and you're not worried about it. You're going to lose your house. You're in the future looking back, and you're looking at the solution. What if? What if it fell out? We did an exercise a while back and said, what if you found out that the thing you're selling today for $100 next year can only be sold for $10? How do you regroup? So failure is something that you now have control over, and it's not to be feared.